Micah chapter 4, verse 6. I'm reading from the New King James Version of the Scriptures, and it reads in this way. In that day, says the Lord, I will assemble the lame, I will gather the outcast, and those whom I have afflicted. I will make the lame a remnant, and the outcast a strong nation. So the Lord will reign over them in Mount Zion, from now on, even forever. Say amen if you can. Amen. I will assemble the lame. Second line of verse 6. I will make the lame a remnant. Verse 7. Look at somebody, give them a message real quick, smile at them. Tell them, neighbor, I may be limping, but I'm still here. You can have your seat in the presence of God. I want to preach from the subject, limping, but still here. I don't know that many of you recognize, because probably the singular testimony that I get more than any other, Mitchell's, is, Pastor, you were preaching today, and I just felt like you all up in my house. Or I'll say, somebody say, man, who told you my business? You'll think that I'm joking, but I'm serious. Many years ago, we were still on 820 Nashville Road. We had a lady who was very faithful in our ministry for many years, and she up and left the church. And I tried to do an exit interview with her, and we did the exit interview. Why are you leaving church? And she said, I don't know how you're doing it. It's a true story. But the stuff you know, no human's supposed to know. I don't know how you get in my business. I don't know if people coming in my house, going in my mailbox, getting my mail, but I'm leaving. Exactly why she should have stayed. Here's what you don't know when you say that. I'm really not in your house. I'm really in my house. What I don't think you realize is I'm really not in your business. I'm really in my business. As I preach today, I want to preach perhaps more transparently than I ever have before, and I hope that some of what I'll say will resonate with you. All I'm really doing is letting you eavesdrop in on my pain. I'm just trying to let you eavesdrop in on what I'm going through. Because I have a funny suspicion that maybe a whole lot of what I'm going through, some of y'all may be going through. Real talk, every Sunday when I stand up limping. I know your neighbor, they look like they have it really together. I promise you, just because they're here doesn't mean they're not hurting. And if I were to be fully honest, I've been pastoring now 26 years, hard to understand that, and in ministry 35 years, and I will be honest with you, I've never been more tired than I am right now. Not physically tired, emotionally fed up. Maybe if I tell my story, maybe you can resonate with it. I mean, when you watch the news all the time, it's the first time in my life I've wondered, is it going to ever get better? When I see policies that are rolled back that has taken generations, when I hear leaders questioning our significance and whether or not we matter, what I'm trying to get you to see is that if we were to be honest, we live in a moment, y'all, where you can be saved and tired. You can be a moment where you love God and tired. Do I have anybody in church that, look, God, I love you and I believe you're real, but enough is enough and I'm just tired. And hear me, y'all, when you get tired of folk, when you get tired of conditions, when you get tired of stuff, and I'm gonna try not to preach long at all because we've got a baby blessing at 12, a funeral at 2, but I want you to hear my heart for a moment. This is not just Word Tabernacle stuff. You know, we left Phoenix, and you know, prominent pastors in America, we're all together. And we all got the same story. You know, thousands of members and budgets. But y'all, this is just a moment where it's easy to want to just say, forget it. In moments like this, there is a temptation. Everybody say a temptation. And let me tell you the temptation. The temptation is in the midst of all of this to just withdraw. If we were to be honest, you get sick of people, and the temptation is just to go protect your peace. Stay close, I'm going somewhere. You get sick and tired of the situations that are occurring, and the temptation is to disengage. The temptation is to take my hand off of it and say, you know what, you fight, let somebody else fight this battle, I'm tired. When we live in a culture, and we do, where every headline feels like an attack. We live in a culture where every election feels like survival. We live in a culture where every institution seems to be unraveling. The church unraveling. Institutions, government unraveling. The family unraveling. If we were to be honest, y'all, the response of exhaustion is expected. Is there anybody other than this pastor that literally is tired? Have you ever been at a point where I'm just tired? And I want to speak prophetically over us as a house. Exhaustion is not going to be the end of your story. Matter of fact, put your hands on yourself, say it's not going to end with exhaustion. Because I want you to get this and get this in your spirit. I don't care how bad things look. We are not a victim waiting to be rescued. We are the protagonist in God's unfolding narrative. Tell your neighbor, you have a calling. We have a community, and we have a God. We just sang about it. We have a God that has never failed. Never one time, have you ever stopped to think about this? Never one time in human history has God ever left his people behind. And if God has never left nobody behind before, I'm here to tell you, he's surely not starting with us. The truth of the matter, stay close, I'm gonna get us into the text, that there is a solution to what we deal with, that there is a path forward, that as we have journeyed through Prophets in Progress, I spent a whole month with the minor prophets, hoping they would challenge us. And we've looked at these minor prophets. If you've not heard these messages, I hope you'll go back and listen to them. Amos told us about the audacity of a prophetic voice and how God will raise up voiceless people, give them a voice to speak truth to power. Haggai reminded us about our economic equity and our economic alignment when I preached about when your bag has holes. Hosea last week, thanks to Pastors Dwight and Pastor Kyle, spoke about the miseducation stopping with us and how there is a knowledge of crisis and how we have to recommit ourselves to educational investment in the next generation. Now hear your pastor. Micah is right in that he now gives vision a new focus. If you had a voice and used it, you had a resource and stewarded it, Sermon 2. Sermon 3, you have knowledge and shared it. None of it matters if we are scattered. I want to remind us, no matter what it feels like, you are not alone. I wish somebody would get this. No matter how it feels, you are not powerless. I'm gonna give you something to shout about. I'm in the text. How do you know I'm not alone? Because God says in Micah chapter 4, I know I'm not alone because I'm part of a remnant. Micah prophesied in the 8th century BC, before Christ. He is prophesying to a people that are in despair. Everybody say despair. He's prophesying they're in despair because the northern kingdom of Israel is about to fall to Assyria. But then there's a southern kingdom of Judah that is riddled with corruption. Wink, wink. Try this side of the room. The wealthy are exploiting the poor. I'm in 8th century BC, but I might as well be in 2026. The wealthy are exploiting the poor. The powerful are silencing the prophets. Not this one. The institutions that were meant to protect the people have become instruments of oppression. But this is what you need to shout about. That while Micah is prophesying in the dark moments of judgment in chapter 3, he is also prophesying in God's mountain being exalted in chapter 4. Okay, y'all missed it. Let me help you get there. Trouble in 3. Triumph in chapter 4. Weight in chapter 3. God lifting the weight in chapter 4. Trouble on every side in chapter 3. God making a way out of no way in chapter 4. Who am I preaching to that came to church in chapter 3? But I'm here to tell you, I'm not preaching chapter 3. I'm preaching chapter 4. And in chapter 4, I got a God that is on the throne. Is there anybody here? Tell your neighbor, leave chapter 3. Chapter 3 is weeping may endure for a night, but chapter 4 is joy comes in the morning. Chapter 3 is I'm suffering, but chapter 4 is that I got glory beyond my suffering. Chapter 3 is he's begun a good work. Chapter 4 is he's going to complete the work. Tell your neighbor, hold your head up, it's going to get better. Can I give it to you like grandmama used to give it to us? Trouble don't last always. Come on, is there anybody in church with a testimony that trouble don't last all? Wow, the issue becomes, while I'm moving from chapter 3 to chapter 4, I'm struggling. Lord, how long? How long am I supposed to keep going? How long am I supposed to hold my head up? How long am I supposed to act like I'm not scared? How long am I supposed to act like everything's okay and in my spirit I don't even know anymore? I'm trying to get y'all insight on the text from your pastor's Limping. Have you ever been there? This is where I am, where life asks more of you than you feel you have left to give. Is it just me? Am I? Come on, point me out if it's just me, but have you ever been there where folk want some more from you? Grandmama would say blood from a turnip. I mean, have you been at that point where I don't know how you're going to get any water left out of this drill well? I don't know how in the world. Have you ever been there where folk keep pulling on you and want from you and need for you to do, and you don't even know how you're going to keep your own head together, and you this close to about to fall apart? Pastor, what does that look like in real time? Oh, I can tell you what it looks like in real time. I'm living it. Let me say, in real time, you're going to get challenged with life wanting more from you than you feel like you can give it. And what I'm here to tell you is that even when you're limping, keep showing up. No, it's a whole lot that can make us limp. It's a whole lot. When you go to the doctor's office for a routine visit, and all of a sudden you get discharged with a folder full of appointments and a head full of questions. You limping. Somebody shout limping. When you've been married for a while, we celebrate all these couples and everything looks fine from the outside, but deep down inside you are hollow on the inside. And you get struck and stuck with the issue of, how in the world do I stay fulfilled when I'm really so miserable? Somebody shout, I'm limping. What about that death you experience? And everybody thought you should be over your grief by now. that you still shouldn't be crying in the midnight hour and fixating so much on it. But they forgot to realize that the grief you feel don't know how to read the calendar. Somebody shout, I'm limping. Maybe it's my mental health. And we were raised in a culture, like Reggie said, where real men don't cry and we're supposed to suck it up. Or maybe we went to a church that told us we need to pray about everything. Some stuff I don't have the power to pray about. I wish I had honest people. Some stuff I'm dealing with is a real diagnosis. I need a therapist. I need a counselor. I don't just need to pray about it. I need to process that thing. Maybe it's the limping of carrying a weight that deserves a name, and I don't even know how to name it. All I know is I wake up every day saying I'm tired. I never can remember a time of the people of God being hit on every angle. Politically, physically, relationally, financially, personally. And I wake up a whole lot of mornings. I'm like, God, hello. I'm here. Where you at? Like, I'm showing up to fight again today. Is there anybody that's had a real moment of self-evaluation? See, some of y'all are too saved for your own good. See, God is always going to give you a crisis of your faith. You're going to always have a moment where you wonder, am I the only one that's hit a wall a time or two? Come on, is there anybody else in church that has hit a wall? And see, can I tell you the hard part about hitting a wall? When you hit a wall, you start feeling like everything you did before the wall was a waste. Because see, when you hit the wall, you've been praying, you've been serving, you've been worshiping, you've been giving, you've been sacrificing, you've been loving, you've been trusting. I don't have honest people, and yet I still hit the wall. Am I the only one that did everything God told me to do? Not that I was perfect, not that I had it all worked out, but I thought at least I wouldn't be where I am. God, I'm looking at my life, and I'm not doing no better than folk that don't even know you. And so the challenge becomes, what happens when everything I said I believe in doesn't appear to be working for me? I love my husband, he still left. I raised my children right, they still wound up on drugs. Y'all not being honest. Let me talk to a side of the room, they'll talk to me. I did the things I thought I would do. I thought I did it right. I got a marriage, I got kids, I got a job, and I'm still miserable. How do I handle life? Limping. Real talk, I'm here, but I'm lame. I got bad news for you. Every musician is limping. Everybody that gets a microphone is limping. All these couples that look so happy, they're limping. All these parents bragging on their children like I just did too, you're limping. Because being saved doesn't prevent me from the limp. Being saved does not exempt me from struggle. Being saved does not sidestep my issue. What being saved does is it lets me show up even though I'm limping. It doesn't mean I won't limp, it means I'm still here. Is there anybody in church with a testimony? I may be limping, but I'm still here. The devil handed me everything he could, but I'm still here. I disappointed myself and God, but I'm still here. I didn't do what God wanted me to do, but I'm still here. Come on here, devil. Na, 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 na. I'm still here. Your best shot, your biggest lie, the biggest deceit, the biggest hurt, the biggest frustration, and I'm still here. How do we live with the limp? How do we live with it? Well, I can tell you why. Even though we're lame and even though we're limping, the Bible tells us why we're still here. The reason we're still here, Mike, is because chapter 4, verse 6 and 7 of the Bible tells us. Listen to what it says. In that day, in what day? In that day. Let me tell you what that day is. That day is this day. In that day, when you don't have an answer for what you're dealing with. In that day, when the marriage starts to fall apart. In that day, when 1 and 1 stops equaling 2. In that, is there anybody in church other than me that's ever had a in that day moment? Come on, that day when I can't put 1 and 1 together, that day when I'm so frustrated, that day when I don't know what to believe, that day when I don't know how to get it all together. In that day, God has a word in that day, Red. See, I don't need a word for last month. I'm grateful that he delivered me last year. I'm grateful for the door he opened last month. But God, I need a that day word. When I'm about ready to cuss somebody, I need you in that day. When I'm about ready to quit and say I've had enough, I need you in that day. When the doctor gives me the diagnosis, I need you in that day. This is what he's saying. There's going to come a day, that day, when you're lame and limping. And in that day of lame and limping or outcast, according to the text, look at what he says. In that day, says the Lord, yeah, I'm not preaching good enough yet. In that day, I will. In that day, you're not going to be able to do for you. In that day, I will. See, this is where we veer away from the faith. Because so many of us have an I faith. What I'm going to do. I'm going to get me out of it. I'm going to make sense of it. It's going to work out for me. I'm going to negotiate. I'm going to do, no. God will get you to a point where I can't get me out of it. He says, watch this. In that day, this is what he says. Now this is going to get tight in the room. I will assemble the lame. I will gather the limping. Let me give you the first big point. God, I don't have much time. I need more time. Let me give you the first big point here. The reason you are limping and lame, I'm limping and lame, but still here, is because the Word and God gives us a promise to gather. I need you to get this. I will assemble you. I will gather you. God didn't ask you to do nothing. He ain't asked you to talk to nobody. He ain't asked you to figure it out. He ain't asked me to understand it. All he says is, let me help gather you to other people that are lame like you. Oh boy. The lame are people that are wounded by life's journey. Corey, God don't really care nothing about elite folk. He's really not looking for polished folk. Can I tell you who God looking for? Listen, God looking for folk with scars. Do I have anybody in church with a scar or two? I said, do I have anybody in church with a scar or two? He says, I'm looking for people that are lame. Everybody say lame. Yo, that means if you are limping through a health crisis, lame. If it means I have cancer or chronic pain or lupus or diabetes, I want to give you a word from the Lord that you are not disqualified by your diagnosis. That just because something is going on in my life does not mean God is done with me. God is in the business of gathering together lame people. He says, I'll gather away the outcasts, those that are driven away. That means if I have been exiled by a relationship that ended badly, if I've been exiled by a family that doesn't understand who I've become, who am I preaching to? That folk in your own family don't even get you no more, because now you in church, now you talking Bible, now you in Bible study, and see, they remember smoking weed with you, they remember getting high with you, they remember doing all of the things with you, and now your own family has exiled you. He says those that people don't even understand who you are, the afflicted, those who are carrying invisible weights of anxiety, weights of depression, weights of grief, weights of trauma. Okay, let me tell you what it looks like. Erica, you've been smiling in public, but struggling in private. Can I give you the shouting point? Somebody needs to hear this in a moment. 10 minutes or so when I give this invitation. I don't have to clean myself up before God gathers me to other people. Can I tell you what some of us are? Some of us are in mid-limp. Y'all catch that next week. See, mid-limp is I'm not limping like I used to. And I think I have recovered, but I've not fully recovered. And now I'm just in mid. I don't limp as much as I used to. I've learned how to live with the pain of the limp. I've learned how to act like I don't limp. I learned how to make the limp look cool. I learned how to limp look like a strut. And now I'm in mid-limp. I'm not freed up. I'm not cleaned up. I'm in mid-limp. And I'm here to tell you, God is coming for folk that's in mid-limp. You gonna stop acting like it's all right when it's not all right? God will get you right where you are. Anybody other than me, God has rescued in mid-limp? Oh, y'all ain't fooling nobody. You ain't got it all together like you acting like. You got your colors on. You got your degrees on the wall. You got your money in the bank. Baby, you still in mid-limp, crying about something that happened 10 years ago, mad about who left you over. God will rescue you in mid-limp. He says, I'm going to gather you. I'm going to pull you together. This is going to be a word that can transform our lives if we get it. See, God, all through the Bible, has been known to pulling people in limp, lame, outcast position and making space for them. The woman, 12 years bleeding. Ceremony, nobody want to touch her. God said, I got room for you. I'm going to call you daughter. The man at Bethesda, stuck in the same place 38 years. He said, look, I don't care. I ain't asking you who you blame for being in this for 38 years. I got a question for you. Do you want to be well? Lord, I could preach, I could park right there. I'm trying not to take this exit, but I'm here to tell you, you can't be checking with people about your deliverance, because some of the very people are benefiting from your bondage. So you don't need to be checking with your circle about whether or not you want to be delivered. You just make up in your mind, you know what? I want to be well. This is what he's saying, y'all. Watch the text. Everybody say he's in the Bible. I will assemble, I will gather. No. This is hurting people. This is lame people. This is outcast people. This is offended people. He's saying of us, all of us, I will gather, I will assemble. Are y'all reading the same Bible? Okay, y'all act like y'all not. I'm gonna say it one more time. I will gather. God, I will assemble. Can I tell you what y'all do? I will isolate. No. Nudge your neighbor, tell them stop isolating it. See, because God is saying I will gather. He's saying I will assemble. And when he gathers me and when he assembles me, he won't let me isolate. Because I know you think isolation is self-care. It is really slow drift. I will assemble lame folk. I will gather outcasts. I'm gonna be present with people that are limping and lame so they can still be here. Okay, let me say a second thing real quick. I just don't have enough time. That's the promise to gather. That's why I'm still here, because there's a promise of God for me to gather. Can I go ahead and kill that demon? I can be saved and not in church. You can't gather and assemble alone. I think it's the second thing the text teaches us. I'm trying to cut across the field, y'all. The second thing it teaches us is that there is a pattern that strengthens us. Gosh, I need some time. Look at the pattern. The pattern is I'm gonna gather the broken. Everybody say gather the broken. You do realize that's why we're here, right? For those of you that don't have a church, for those of you that don't have a church home, those who need a church, don't get it twisted. This is a gathering of broken people. Do I have anybody in church that can be honest? I'm in that number. None of us came here with this thing worked out. All Word Tabernacle is a gathering of broken people. I wish I had 100 people that could testify I'm in the number. But can I tell you what makes this so strong? This is the formula, y'all. Let me give it to you real quick. He says, I'm going to gather the broken. Then I'm going to organize the gathered. So you won't just be gathered. I'm going to bring you together so y'all can work together. Let me help y'all get there. That's why God will let you deal with what you've dealt with, so he can put you with other people that have dealt with something different. Both of you get a deliverance, and then both of you get organized to help other people that's been through what you've been through. So I don't need to act like I got a struggling marriage. I need to say, God, it was struggling, and this is how we got through it. So when the next group of lame married folk come in, they got some people to work with. Do I have anybody with a testimony? I've been there. I said, do I have anybody with a testimony? I've been there. That God has brought us through some stuff, and he brings us through some stuff so we might help other people get delivered. Here's the pattern real quick. I gotta hustle to the close. He gathers the broken, then he organizes the gathered, and then he strengthens the organized. And then he deploys the strong. One more time for the people in the back, a little bit slow. He gathers the broken. I'm in that number. Then he organizes the gathered. Then he strengthens the organized. And then he deploys the strong. I don't have time to talk about how it works in my body, in my relationships, in my mental health, in my community. It's Divine Nine Sunday. I'll give you an example in the community. We stand in the tradition of people who understood the organization is liberation. Can I kill a demon real quick? I just finished a manuscript. I spent a whole lot of time talking about liberation theology. And we got a whole society that thinks there's a problem with liberation theology. If oppression has a theology, then surely liberation should have a theology. If you could oppress me by using the theology of the Bible saying I'm supposed to be a slave, then I can use that same Bible to give you theology to show my liberation. Can I just go ahead and park and just kill this demon? God don't want us bound. Whom the Son has set free is free indeed. He wants us liberated from whatever may be oppressing us. And so we need to understand, y'all, organization is liberation. I'm gonna say it again. Organization is liberation. When the law said we couldn't read, we organized schools. When the system said we couldn't vote, we organized registration drives. When the culture said we didn't belong, we organized our own institutions. That's how we wound up with the Divine Nine. 1906, 7 black men at Cornell founded Alpha Phi Alpha. 2 years later, Alpha Kappa Alpha emerged with a commitment to service to all mankind. Then came Kappa Alpha Psi, Omega Psi Phi, Delta Sigma Theta, Phi Beta Sigma Zeta, Phi Beta Sigma Gamma Rho, Iota Phi Theta. And so collectively, they understood something. You can't heal alone. You can't survive alone. We can't win alone. And it's not, I'm not weak because I can't be alone. I wasn't designed to be alone. Let me kill one demon real fast. I'm out of time. I have so many more demons to kill. To the person who critiques the church so thoroughly that you have isolated yourself from the community that could carry you, hear your pastor. The hurt is real, but somewhere in the deconstruction, we lost not just the institution, we lost the people. God is saying, come back, not to a building, but to people. Hear me. This is my own process. You can be right about what's broken and still be wrong about going it alone. The reason we're limping and still here is because the Bible gives us the promise to gather. The reason we're limping and still here is because the Bible gives us a pattern that strengthens us. And the reason we're still here is because the Bible gives us a purpose and a person that ultimately will reign. This ends, so the Lord will reign. You want something to shout about? Not the king will reign. Not the Congress will reign. Not the president will reign. Not we will reign. But at the end of the day, the Lord will reign. Come on, do I have a handful of people that is grateful that the way this thing ends is not put on me at all, because I already serve a God that owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and he alone has all power and all authority. And can I tell you the good news to shout about? He's not going to just reign temporarily. We serve a God that's going to reign forever and ever and ever. And the reason I know he's going to reign forever is because the tomb is empty and Jesus Christ has risen. And death has been defeated. And death can be defeated, then everything else we're dealing with can be defeated. Let me tell you what resurrection means. Resurrection means the last word never belongs to what tried to destroy you. I said the last word never belongs to who tried to destroy you. Pharaoh didn't have the final word over Israel. Babylon didn't have the final word over Judah. Rome didn't have the final word over the church. And I'm hearing who this is for. Cancer and depression and offense doesn't have the final word over you. I just finished reading a book called The Anxious Generation. I read 2 books while we were away. I read one book called The Anxious Generation and the other, Preaching in the Shadow of Hitler. And something blessed my life as I thought about the anxious generation. The thing that blessed my life, it wasn't in the book, but it was something I got from it. As much as so many of us may be anxious, we serve a God who's not anxious at all. We serve a God who's not panicking. We serve a God that doesn't negotiate with threats. He just reigns. Family, every Sunday we show up limping. Every time you go to work, it's a limp. It's a lame moment. But God teaches us to keep showing up. I don't have to always act like I'm good. You can take the smile off if you don't want one. Now, some of you need one because you've been frowning too long. Hear me and hear me well. God will take the lame and the outcast. He will make them a remnant. He will make them a great nation. And he will make them strong for battle in the future. He doesn't start with people who act like they have it all worked out. He starts with people that come in like this. Life is kicking me. And he says, you, with that limp, you qualify for the team. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I grew up in North Philly. We shoot hoops way back in the day, you know, when you had the square milk cartons on the light post. And then we finally graduated to where we could shoot in the playgrounds, and we pick our teams. And you always pick your teams according to the most capable. Who could jump the highest, dribble the best, run the fastest. God says, wait a minute, I'm putting a team together. I'm looking for folk limping. I'm looking for lame folk. I'm looking for folk don't nobody want on the team. Outcasts. And God, can you imagine what he's saying to somebody today? I see your limp. I see your outcast. This is what the God of heaven is saying. I want you. I want you on my team. I want you. It shouldn't despise. Look at the disciples. It was the worst team ever. Cussing, somebody lying, somebody betraying, fishermen. God is like, you. All of them leave him when he dies. One of them lie about him, one of them betray him and puts him on the cross. 2,000 years later, we still talking about that church, so the team must have done pretty darn good.